try and keep this to 5 minutes. I'll try my hardest. I will share the screen. I hope you can see that in front of you now. So good evening, everyone. My name is Richard. I'm the principal of Queen's College. We are an all-girls school, 11 to 18, on Harley Street, slap bang in the middle of central London. And we are the oldest school in the country, in the sense that we're the first school to offer academic qualifications to women in 1848. And we've been very proud of our extraordinary tradition of creating groundbreaking, pioneering young women ever since. Alumni from the founder of North London Collegiate, the founder of Cheltenham Ladies College, the first female medical student in the country, right up to sort of modern day Jacqueline Dupre, Amber Rudd, and people in all sorts of walks of life have come through these corridors, and they're still the same corridors today, I'm proud to say. So it's a wonderful historic place. So what is Queen's? First of all, it's an academic school. 10, 20 years ago, I probably couldn't have said that in all consciousness, to be honest. When I was a boy at Highgate up the road, Queen's College was not the place you would send your academically ambitious and high achieving daughter. It was the place that you would send them if you didn't mind them spending too much time in John Lewis, Oxford Street, and not doing too much homework at all. Now we are a proper academic school, and our results, as you can see there, we bear comparison with any of the perhaps more competitive, perhaps more illustrious competitors that we are sometimes up against in other North London Consortium schools that you may be aware of. So we are a very strong traditional academic school. We've always been fantastic at the performing arts. This is our Beauty and the Beast. I was playing the cello in the band this time last year, more or less. Phenomenal quality of productions. We've always had that, but also opportunities for everyone in all the different year groups. So Beauty and the Beast, I'm very proud to say, had all 7 year groups involved. There is Gaston on the right, who was in year 9 at the time, and Le Fou on the left, who was in year 7 at the time. So significant parts going to much younger people, as well as to the sixth formers, and that collaboration across year groups in normal times, of course, is one of the wonderful things about a school of our size. We're about 380 overall, so roughly 65 to 70 in each year group, lower down, slightly fewer in the sixth form, but big enough to have your sports teams, your A and B teams, big enough to have your school orchestra, but small enough for me, I hope, to know every pupil's name, and many of the families as well, and for the pupils to know each other up and down the school, up and down the year groups. So a lovely size of place to be. Performing arts, not just music, and sorry, not just theatre, but music. This is our 175 bursary appeal fundraiser at the Cadogan Hall. That's the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra there, with our girls in our prep school and up in the balcony there, and our girls lined up at the back there. We had some of our soloists playing solos with the Royal Philharmonic. It was quite a magnificent evening of extremely high quality music. But it's not just the creative arts. Now, Queen's has always been good at art and drama and music, but I've always been told, ever since I became head, that Queen's is not very sporty, and I've replied, no, you are wrong. It is. We've moved our sport to Paddington Recreation Ground. There it is, proper sports facilities. Often we get asked about this, given our central London location. So it's a short 20-minute or so bus ride out to Paddington Rec for a whole afternoon each week of sport for every pupil. Our director of sport is a World Cup winner, no less. She was the only mum on the England rugby team that won the World Cup in 2014 in Paris. She's quite some woman, and she is our director of sport. And that tells you that we do take sport seriously. At Queen's, we have many, many dozens of fixtures every year in football, tennis, athletics, swimming, netball, etc., etc. So a very serious and increasingly so sporting prowess that we have. What do we believe in? We believe that pastoral care underpins absolutely everything, that the happier a girl is, the better she will do. It's the same for adults. It's not rocket science. It's human nature. So and we occasionally have themed weeks to sort of reinforce the pastoral ethos that we have. So this was Kindness Week. Everyone got given the bracelets and love heart. The girl at the back on the left there, smiling, looking at the cameras, giving out Queen's College love hearts that we had to cheer everybody up that morning. So there are these sixth formers are our peer mentors, who are trained to help out younger pupils who may be going through emotional problems. With subsequent to that, every term we have a different week. The one after that, we had Failure Week. So I stood up at the start of the week in assembly and talked about my own failures, and I tweeted one every day. I managed to narrow it down to 5 up against some pretty stiff competition, and every member of staff was encouraged to talk openly about their own failures, because teenage girls need to hear it, frankly, need to hear that it's not always a smooth ride to success. There are always bumps in the road, and everybody, even people that you think of as successful, have failed many times along the way. We're also very proud of our status as a charity, so we are a not-for-profit school. We've been a charity ever since our foundation in 1848. We do a lot of outreach work. So on the left here, we've got a stock market challenge with an academy in Lewisham that our pupils did in year 10. We're members of the Southwark Schools Learning Partnership, even though we're not in Southwark, which is 5 independent schools and 12 state schools working together, collaborating in staff training, in various conferences and lectures and things for the pupils. Voluntary service is a very big thing. So we have voluntary service on the curriculum in the sixth form. There's one of our sixth forms helping out at primary school with some reading, and the bursary appeal that I've already mentioned with the concert slide earlier on. We aim to have 10% of all of our pupils paying no fees whatsoever by 2023, because we believe that it's very, very important to get out of the central London bubble, to realise your place in the world in order to go out and improve it. The history I've mentioned, incredibly proud traditions that we've got, remarkable alumni. I did have a rather amusing dinner conversation with the head of North London Collegiate, who was arguing that her school was the oldest in the country, until I pointed out that its founder actually was a pupil at Queen's. So we are very proud of our tradition, but we're not complacent about it. We're forward thinking as well. We're very modern, up to date, fantastic teaching facilities, interactive whiteboards in all the classrooms, etc. So we're not old fashioned, but we are proud of our traditions. And that's the final slide. I hope I'm keeping to time, and because that's what really matters. The central philosophy here is essentially it's about kindness and nurture and support. You do not need to pile academic pressure on children in order to get fantastic academic results. The pressure often comes from within. Occasionally we have to push, but rarely. Quite often, in fact, we're telling them to do less work and concentrate on having a nice time and having fun and playing in the courtyard, like you can see here. The pastoral care comes first. The happier a girl is, the more known, the more respected, the more loved, the more supportive she is, the better she will do. It's the same for me. It may well be the same for you. And it's certainly the same, in my opinion, for teenage girls. That's Queen's College. Do come and have a look. Thank you very much.